Hope everybody's having a beautiful day so far. What it is to day three. 3 days. Third day of juice fasting. And I tell you, I feel absolutely fabulous. I almost feel like myself again. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, 100%, not hopefully, but 100%, I will be back to feeling great, feeling grand, feeling like myself. Just to kind of tell you a story, I truly fell off of who and how I was functioning over these past, probably, I want to say, the past 3 months, maybe 2 months at the most, you know what I mean? And falling off from being who I felt like I was, because sometimes we look in the mirror and we see one thing and we're really not that. Speaking to yourself as a reflection is one thing that you need to do on a regular basis, but neither here nor there. I fell off of being in touch. I just kind of went through the motions. I knew what to say, I knew what to do, I knew how to be. But until you actually implement those things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you know how to be, that you know how to show up, that you know how to do things if you don't implement them. So today, when I rose, I immediately went into where I typically would go, which is gratitude. Grateful for rising another day. Grateful for being in this place of almost contentment, being able to feel grand when I move, you know? And so I then, from that moment, realized that this is the life that I love. This is the life that I love to live, you know? This juice fast is definitely a reset, a reminder, a place that for me doesn't uh, replace anything or make up for the things that I didn't do, but it actually shows up for the things that I need to do in my life, right? So it shows up for the things that I have done in my life. And because you know what it feels like, you always want to get back to that better place. Peace and love. Welcome in. Welcome in. Is that G Mama? Hey, G Mama. Peace and love. Grand rising to Jared. Grand rising to Lily. Thank you for being here. Um, and as I was mentioning, I'm just here talking about one, gratitude, always gratitude. I'm out here walking, and this is my time where I think, and most times when things come to me, but every day I'm taking this stroll. And the reason I do this um, is because you got to keep your body moving, first of all. But I do this because this is the one time that belongs to me. The one time that belongs to me, that I get to say it's mine. So when you see pretty much my videos, a lot of things I do, I'm walking because I think when I walk. But now that I'm on this juice fast, this walk feels a little different. One, because I'm bringing y'all with me every day. But typically, I reflect. Can you hear nature behind me, above me, around me? It's so freaking beautiful, y'all. And to soak all this in, it's a wonder. It's a wonder, y'all. It's a wonder. So what I was saying is that over these past 2-3 months, I haven't felt like myself. I haven't felt like, I haven't been doing things as I would typically do them, right? I tell you, I fast every day, and I do intermittent fasting. But then I got to a point where I was not just intermittent fasting. I was showing up. Um, I was showing up with, that snack, or, giving myself the option. I don't know why they cutting the grass every day. Every day I come down here, they cutting the grass, y'all. Leave the grass alone. Let nature grow. Let it get some, Anyway, so this snack, I think, in turn, became a habit. And that habit became a reflection of how I began to show up. So when I think about this juice fast, that's what I'm saying. Today is a day of reflection. I named this Pulp Fiction, kind of off a play off words, pulp, juice, pulp. But sometimes we live in a fictional space, a fictional world that we create for the viewer. And that be any viewer, not just on YouTube, but the viewer who is in, I'm going to turn around because that noise is bothering me. All right, so the viewer who sees you on a regular basis, the person you run into the grocery store, you don't know how you're showing up and looking like to them, but you know what you're doing in the closet, right? You know what you're showing up as, and as for yourself. So think about that. Think about how you show up, how we live in this fictional world that we create, and we also make these excuses that make all those things that we fictionalize okay. I'm in a place in my life where I am very self-observant, right? I'm self-observant. I'm allowing myself to reevaluate everything in my life. And so today, when I woke up, the first thing I said is, girl, you made it to day 3. You made it to day 3 without a lot of stress. Do you get those? I don't even think I had hunger pains because I was never hungry. I think my mind was playing tricks on me, right? My mind said that you're not chewing, that you're not taking it in, you're not physically, it's the act of. So I wasn't doing the physical act of feeling myself, which is a physical hand-to-mouth motion. And if you think about that, that's the same thing with any type of addiction that you have. It's a hand-to-mouth motion. Any addiction you have is, when it comes to food, drink, and sometimes drugs, hand-to-mouth motion, right? That act of doing it can sometimes show up as it pertains to an addiction. I talked about my addiction, that I felt food controlled me, and food is an addiction that can cause you to kill yourself on a slow death because we allow it to take control over our lives. And so that, not having that, felt like, to me, in my mind, so it's mind over matter. You are what matters. So it's your mind over what matters. So you got to take that mindset and shift it, right? So, peace and love, Mind Journey. Peace and love. Welcome in. Who else is in here? Solomon Project. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I just think about how I think about food, how I think about everything. Perception. Perception is everything. So you have to redirect your perception in a different direction that'll allow you to show up a little differently. And that's what I've been doing these past 3 days, y'all. I'm glad the community is with me. I feel like I know I have to show up and be here because I initiated this thing. uh, but not out of obligation. I'm not showing up out of obligation. I'm showing up out of dedication, right? Hard work, dedication. Ain't that what our boy used to say? Nipsey Hustle. Yeah, but definitely that. And I know I'm getting a little breathless, but I took the route. I went the opposite direction I typically go. It's usually flat plains, but this is an uphill battle. Like it goes like an uphill. So it's kind of like I'm trudging uphill. So I'm kind of breathless. But neither here nor there. I've been out here too for a few minutes because I always got to walk before I always got to start my walk before I get on this live. You know what I mean? Because I do still need that time to reflect in my mind what it is I want to, how my day is going to go. And take that time for yourself. Reflect on what time you're going to do it. Don't jump up and pick up the phone and looking at YouTube to see who looked at your videos, to see what the next person talking about, what your analytics say. YouTube Studio will be there. The people that's on there, unless they take down the video, it'll be there. Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. Don't let social media, these electronics, take over your life. Because I do see that's a way that it could happen, especially as a content creator. I just watched Kiss from Jay's video this rising when I was juicing. And I juiced some more because I didn't want my fruit and vegetables to go bad. So I went ahead and juiced them up. I'm probably juiced up for the week. I'm not sure. We shall see, especially since I'm only doing 2 juices a day. But I was watching Kiss from Jay's video, and hey, Fabi, and she stated that, are we allowing what we do as content creators to impact us being in the moment? Well, that has a lot of layers to it. But for me, it doesn't have that many layers, but it does have a lot of layers to it. But it is balance. A lot of people were saying balance. It is balance. But a lot of times we miss what's going on because we're trying to capture that moment. And the only time we see the moment, we don't see it live in the action. We see it as we are rewatching the edit, right? We're reliving that moment at that time. Again, living our lives through a screen. That's definitely not healthy, nor was it designed for us to be that way. I do think that, the further we come along on this YouTube journey, those that are content creators, those that are just watchers who watch on a regular basis, just always on YouTube, that's their TV. Sometimes we just need to put it down. Put it down. Don't hold it in your hand. That's why most times you don't see me out here walking with you on a live or recording a video. I don't have there's a bunny rabbit. Look at nature, y'all. Look at nature. Hey, bunny. This is what I'm talking about. So cute. So cute. All right. Anyway, it's not healthy to live your life through the screen. It's just not. We caught in by the TV, and now we're caught in by the phones. They gave us little personal TVs to hold in our hand. That now that when we go places, instead of interacting with people, we're interacting with our own personal devices. But for some, it's an escape, right? For some, it's an escape to see that, you know, it's an escape on the fact that it removes you from that space. It removes you from the space and time that you're in. Because when I'm on YouTube, most times I'm not paying attention to what is and or around me. I don't know about anybody else, um, but I am not. I'm pretty much engulfed in whatever I'm looking at on YouTube, especially if it's interesting and it grabs my attention. If I'm watching other content creators' videos, things like that, I kind of get caught up because it's something that I want to see. And what I'm saying about that, and I wrap that back around to this juicing fast that we're doing. Just as we make YouTube and TV and whatever it is, an obligation or something that we want to do that gives us an escape, this can be our escape too, y'all. This can be our escape too. Just the thought, just the word. You know, I'm just out here strolling along. As you can see, my breathlessness is better because I'm on flat plains. But this whole little walk is up and down like this. But it's good to be out here and recording this with you and capturing this with you. Day 3, y'all. Day 3. Stop living in your fictional world and bring it to reality. Also, yesterday, I had the pleasure of actually getting on a live with someone I've never even caught live before. And on that, I'm not going to bring up no names, but they are saying that they want to, that they were on with the challenge. And I know things are challenging for others, but their word was, I just want a cupcake today. When they see this, they're going to know who they are because I told them this was content. I'm going to see, I just want a cupcake today and I'll juice tomorrow. Or I'll make some juice later on. I just got up wanting a cupcake. Well, until you reset your body, until you put yourself in the right mindset, this may not be the challenge for you, right? This may not be the way that you do it, for you. But when I tell you, fasting, whether it's through juicing or not, will definitely reset your palate. You do not have to have solid foods in order to be okay. You know, I think juicing fast was a great way to bring in introducing the fasting realm to some people because you're able to ingest something that has substance. You're able to have taste and flavor. What about me? When I was just drinking water for 21 days, nothing in it, no fruits, nothing. Just showing up, drinking water out of a bottle, by the way. The purified water, by the way. You know what I mean? So when it come down to it, y'all, it's just mind over matter. Stop living in these fictional places where you create a world that looks one way but live completely opposite. A lot of us live in a fictional world, a world that shows up for you and benefits you at that very time. But then when it's time to actually really show up, you can't. If you need to provide something, you can't because you have been living in a fictional space. Fiction defines that you are the fiction defines that you are making it up. And I've been there. I mentioned to you the past 2, 3 months, I've been going through the motions, and I started to see the difference in who I was. And I said, oh, that's no longer the truth, right? Sometimes it takes you to get out of that fictional space because you actually see something that looks different, right? I can speak all day about what it is we need to do and how we need to look and what we need to do. And peace and love, Rudy, welcome in. I can speak on that every day, all day. But does it mean that on the other side of the screen that I'm showing up the way that I'm portraying? Think about that. A lot of us say we're doing one thing and we're doing something else. Now, like I said, not to say that I wasn't doing the things that I say I do. I do the things I say I do. It's about the way that I'm doing the things that I do, right? So, there was times when I would, for 2, 3 weeks straight, I was just either not eating or eating something that I bought from somewhere, right? Not something, I mean, and I say it's unhealthy because somebody else made it, but definitely still fruits and vegetables or whatever. But it's still not what I felt for me. This is my discipline to me. It's not how I should have been showing up for me. I should have been in my own kitchen, creating my own, here we go, this uphill battle, y'all. Creating my own food, my own sustenance for my own body, but I didn't. So how many of y'all out here on this chat right now living fictional lives, doing one thing and showing up another way, whether it be on YouTube or showing up in life, at your job, at the grocery store, even in front of your family? How many of y'all do that? Yeah, we're talking about, I did a play on words, Kendi K, and we're dealing with juicing, so I figured why not put Pulp Fiction, right? But I'm talking about living in this fictional world, this thing that we create for each other, that we create for others. What we put on, almost like what they call imposter syndrome, but I call it living in a fictional world. Fiction is made up. It doesn't really exist. But we bring it into existence with the way that we show up, right? So, yes. So I definitely know that YouTube, TV, all those things that catch our attention have us desiring to do things that that's not necessarily you or necessarily us. I watched another video, y'all. I get it so much from my fellow content creators. I really do. I really do. Hold on a second. My watch wasn't recording my walk. I get so much. I was watching Crystal's World, and she talked about how, she admires others and their editing skills and the things they do. And she's just going to take her time and get there for herself, right? So I'm like, that sounds beautiful. But we all look at something and say, we aspire to get to this place or this place. Some of y'all might look at me and say, I aspire to be like Queen, like be able to be as disciplined as Queen. But you got to remember, Queen is human. And Queen shows up because I have to show up for me. And so me showing up for me allows me to show up for you. And this is why this juice fast is definitely in existence today. I'm moving out of that fictional world where, it appears that it's one thing. This YouTube is holding me accountable to a whole nother standard on a lot of bases. And I really am, I can't say it enough. I am so excited about where we're going and where we're going to be and what this is going to look like at the end of 7 days, y'all. What is this going to look like for us? You know, are some of us still going to be in a fiction? Are we still going to be making up things? Are we still going to be creating things that don't really exist, but we want to exist? Or are we going to actually be living it and doing it and showing up? What that look like for y'all? I asked a question a few moments ago. How many of y'all live in a fictional world? I mean, it's okay to admit it. I mean, some of us do live in a fictional world. I have done it so many times when it came to so many things in my life because I was trying to be in that space, create that space. And to create that space, I had to feel like I had to lights, camera, action. I had to put it into action, right? But sometimes we put it into action and it doesn't even really exist. It's what we want to exist. Yeah, Fabi, I know. It's what we do, man. It's what we do. And I'm not saying that, we crucify each other for that. We crucify ourselves for it. Not by no means. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying recognize it. Recognize what's going on. Your situations. Don't get stuck in those places. Just keep pressing forward to be better. The only person that you're in a competition with is you. And at the end of the day, you want to be better than the day you were before. You want to be better than the day before, okay? So the day before, if you felt like you were on point, be better than that. Strive to be better than that. That's your competition every day. That's your competition. Show up for you. Don't show up for, don't show up for the tube. Don't show up for the gram. Don't show up for, y'all got together with your friends after not seeing them for a while and you show up and you fly. You looking good. You looking rejuvenated. But in the background, you tired as all hell. You exhausted. You don't feel great because you ain't been eating great. But when you get in front of those friends who know that you live a certain life, you start saying, oh no, I'm not going to have that bread. I'm just going to have me a salad. Oh no. Oh yeah, I went and I got this from Neiman Marcus or from wherever. And this is how all of that. That's not even you. That's not even you. If I looked at you Monday through Friday, you got with your girls on Saturday and that's how you showed up. It's not you. That's the fictional world that you created. Some people say it's fake. Me? I say it's fictional. Because we're trying to create something that we're not. So that's what truly the message today is not to create things that we are not, but to actually live those ways that we want to be. Live the way you want to be and not create things that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds contradicting to tell you not to create those things that you want to be, but I'm saying don't make them up. Physically do it. Show up for you. Show up how you want to show up. And be. And literally do it. And that's my focus. That's my focus going forward. That's my focus continuously. Peace and love to you, Slim. Says I just went 1.5 miles, y'all. But, because I'm just recording my walk, I think it took off something because definitely me hitting this twice is definitely 2 miles. And I'm back on my way up, so that's definitely 2 miles. So with that being said, though, I'm not going to get into it with the watch because I know what I done did. And again, when I'm on here talking to you too, I slow my pace. I'm not, I'm not power walking. Usually this is my pace, right? And I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation if I was literally moving this fast, right? So I power walked that out for about 15 minutes like that before I got on this live, caught my breath, and started talking. That's how I did. Absolutely. So what I want to tell y'all today is just show up for you. Don't put on an act for anyone. Don't write that fictional story that you want everybody to read. Instead, write that autobiography. Be transparent and show up. Show up. Because that transparency is going to save someone when the fiction will not. Just know that. But I hope everybody's having a beautiful and wonderful day. I'm about to wrap this up. I definitely, much love to everyone on here. Thank you for all the ones that's here right now and those that's going to watch the replay. As y'all notice in the Rising, I'm not really engaged a lot with the chat, but I definitely know and acknowledge that all of you are here, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you being here and showing up. E-Wellness, welcome in, welcome in. Sis, welcome in. Sis, you're going to have to catch the replay on this because I am bringing this to an end. As soon as I arrive at my doorstep, it will be ending. Just to kind of recap what's going on with the juice fast. Right now, this is day 3. I'm encouraging people to vlog, journal, put it down. Write down how you're feeling at every moment that feels different than you typically feel, whether good or bad. Write it down. If you got questions, drop them on any of these videos. I definitely will get to it. And I'm trying to stay up. I am staying up on top of these comments as they come in. If I missed one, I'm recapping at all times, y'all. I'm recapping. Because right now my focus is making sure that we all good in this, that we all show up together in this. And again, if you have any questions, not that I have the end all be all to everything, Again, I told you, and I put you out there, Mind Journey. I told you that you could tap into Mind Journey. She has a lot of knowledge, as well as Lala, and myself. I'm not leaving out anyone intentionally, but I know that originally I was on Mindset Journey, how this even came about, that we were going to do a community fast. And I finally put it out there, and I showed up here with it, and Mind Journey jumped right in. She jumped right in. She jumped right in. She gave a how to get prepared for a fast, whether you fast before or not, the pre part of fasting. She put it out there, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you know. That right there, you just jump on top of some stuff and make it happen. That's what she did. Then Lala, she has all these free recipes on her channel, where on her channel she has all these free recipes, right? I don't want to really sit down, y'all. I need to stand up. We appreciate you too. Thank you, Slim. But yeah, there we go. So I just didn't really, they tell me not to have all my background all in there. So here we go with some juices, y'all. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit down. I'm gonna continue to stand up here. Yep, and move and move and move, because you don't want to sit down on that. But with that being said, let me see. Hold on, I don't miss anything. You can hear the birds. Aren't they beautiful? Nature is the most beautiful thing that you can ever experience. That's why I'm so in love with my garden, y'all. Y'all hear me talk about that garden all the time because it's like my newborn baby. You know, oh, my baby's so cute. Oh, my baby did this today. Oh, you should see my baby. Ooh, look at my baby. That's what we do. My baby's so smart. My baby's so wise. Ooh, my baby feel like it's been here before. And they all have. And they all have. But with that being said, y'all, again, if you have any questions, I just wanted to recap that. We're still juicing. Again, I'm only juicing every day, only juice. And those that want to supplement can supplement. But for those that are strictly juicing like myself, um, just stay hydrated and you'll be okay. When you feel hunger pains, and real hunger pains, not thought processes, not the fiction in your mind, not that, but the real hunger pains, or you feel like you need to eat, but you can feel the fullness. Like I don't typically drink my juice before I go for my walk, but today because I juiced, I actually drank the juice. So I did, because I only had a little bit like left over each side, not enough to create a whole jar. So I drank that, and that was only a half a jar. So I'm gonna go in here and drink another half, and I just want to say I'm full. You know when your body is full, you know it. So tap into that. When your body is full, tap into that. Show up for yourself and know when it's happening. Um, oh, I am now strictly juicing. Ah, yes, e-wellness. Yes, I definitely hope that you will join the panel on the 21st, e-wellness. If you would send me an email, I can send you out the details for that. Anybody that wants to be part of the panel on the 21st, I'm going to operate it just like my collective build. I'm going to allow everybody just to tell their experiences, what they experienced, how they felt, those things. And I would do guided questions. That way, people don't leave out anything. That's why I'm asking you to journal. That's why I'm asking you to vlog it. So that you can always remember that this is the way you felt when you actually fasted. And then I want to document it myself. So that's why I want to have the panel up there. So I am going to, if you would, like I said, email me, eWellness, please, your information so we can definitely connect on that level. Um, I'm hoping, I'm not gonna make any assumptions, but I hope you're gonna be there, Mind Journey. You're welcome, anybody's welcome to come up to the panel. You don't even have to stay. You can just come up there and, you know, give your results and keep moving. You know what I mean? You can keep it moving. But this is gonna be a celebration because it's the summer solstice, y'all. The summer solstice. Last year on the summer solstice, I was in Egypt, y'all. So every time I think of the summer solstice going forward, I'm going to always think of my time in Egypt. But definitely the summer solstice has always been major to me because it's the day before Queen Alchemy's day. So we're just going to have a powerful celebration. Okay, thank you, Mind Journey. I appreciate you, sis, more than you know. And so with that being said, I'm not going to keep y'all on here. I'm about to go. I want y'all to have a beautiful and wonderful rest of your day. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.